hold on. Number 8. Hi, it is I with my pretentious British accent on your screens yet again. Hi. If you're new here, my name's Jorieke and I hope you'll enjoy hanging out with me today. There will be some footage of me cuddling pigs at a petting zoo, so keep watching for that. Okay, but listen, I think we all know the feeling of not wanting to do anything at all. Just being unmotivated, lethargic, apathetic, procrastinating ghosts of a pre-pandemic past, right? Yours truly has major problems with procrastination, getting projects started, finishing projects, and maintaining a routine is something that I've struggled with all my life. Now, I was recently diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. I have an explanation as to why it is this bad with me, but I feel like in this moment in time, all the peoples are going through it and just need a bit of love and a hug and stuff. I'm going to do a small introduction as to why I wanted to make this video. If you don't care about that today, feel free to skip ahead to the point where I start telling you the tips and tricks. Because whilst I was in my bubble of nothingness the past few months, I have noticed so many people around me telling me they're kind of not feeling it, they're kind of stuck, they didn't feel like socializing, and also all the ADHD accounts went offline by the hundreds somewhere around October, which is ironic because October is ADHD Awareness Month. It's like the dumbest month ever to do that. Now, luckily in these dark times, we have our beacon of hope called YouTube, where basically every time you don't know how to do something, there's a tutorial on it, there's influencers giving their best tips. So with that good news, I made a list. She's made a list! Yes, a list with some of the ones I thought were the best ones, and also review them from the perspective of someone at the peak of all procrastination levels to see how effective they actually are. First and foremost, to hopefully help someone out there make their day a little bit more tolerable, but also to shine some light on the whole taboo of not being able to get anything done. I feel like pre-pandemic, everyone had this shared idea of what one should achieve in life, and mostly that you will not be successful if you don't work super hard 24/7, forcefully putting yourself through hell, because no joy is allowed until you've shown everyone in the entire world that you are the hardest worker in the universe. And don't even think about mentioning burnout or that you want to make stupid videos for a living on that YouTube website thing. How dare you, you lazy, irresponsible turd. However, I also feel that post-pandemic, a lot of us are realizing that, oh my god, I don't want to be here. This is not what I want for me and my life at all. So yeah, if you can relate to that, here's some YouTubers' tips on how to deal with that. No, wait, sorry, one more quick disclaimer before we start. These are mostly tips that I think work best, but since I'm also seriously not joking about me being the worst procrastinator in the world, most of the times when I remember these tips, my biggest talent is actually thinking about them for a very long time and not actually acting on them. So even though I think these are really good tips, just know that if they don't miraculously pull you out of your puddle of sadness, that's also okay, because I don't want to be that person on YouTube who's like, oh my god, here are my tips for having like a wonderful life. It's gonna be so nice. So yeah, just keep in mind that even though I think these tips are really good, a lot of the times I still don't get anything done anyway. Okay, so let's paint a picture. Let's say you can't get yourself started on doing something. You have been sitting on the kitchen floor all day in your pajamas watching true crime YouTube videos, whilst in your head silently screaming and stressing about the fact that you still haven't moved all day. Sound familiar? Yes, me too. Now, I'm going to take some wild guesses here, but chances are that you've also been postponing going for a wee for a few hours now, even though you keep thinking about getting up and going to the toilet. And you might also be super thirsty, even though that enormous pot of cold tea you made this morning is literally right next to you, but no matter how much you think about wanting to take that sip, your hand still won't make the movement of actually taking that sip. Also, just asking, but when was the last time you took a shower? No judgment or anything, you're still the most beautiful person on the planet. It's just that I know that state very, very well. So, blah, 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 blah. Now that we've painted our picture, let's get into the tips. Number 1, don't be hard on yourself, like at all. It is forbidden, prohibited, because before you do anything really, it's super important not to judge yourself about your mental state, because feelings are something that you can't help. They're there. That doesn't mean your character is flawed. Sorry, my neighbor set the house on fire again, apparently. Okay, so I think someone fell in the canal. Let's get on with the video. Right, so we're at tip number 1. Don't be hard on yourself ever at all. We're not doing that. What we are gonna do is set the bar super low for ourselves whilst being kind and compassionate to yourself. Being miserable about ourselves is legit not gonna get us anywhere. So might as well not waste time on that. I mean, obviously you're allowed to feel miserable, but do so deliberately and be careful not to let yourself drown in it. And I used to be the queen of drowning in my feelings, so I think I'm allowed to say that. So yeah, on to number 2, which is kind of a 1A really. Become your own biggest fan / coach. This is the main thing that's helped me over the past few years, because it gets me back to reality every time I'm zoned out, and also most of the time it really makes me laugh. Now for me, it goes a little bit like this. Hey, been a hot minute since we moved, hasn't it? Yeah. So how about we start the next task on our to-do list? Do. Don't worry. We can make it easier. Forget about all the things on your to-do list. Now you just have one task. Move that magnificent body of yours in the direction of the vacuum cleaner. And then all you have to do to complete the task is just grab the vacuum cleaner. That's all. Okay, fine. I grabbed it. Now what? Nothing. I don't really get it, but I'm holding a vacuum now, so I guess I'll just start vacuuming. Whatever. Ta-da! I know it sounds a bit crazy, but it really helps me just to talk to myself all day and do it as if you were talking to a friend or a puppy that's a bit clumsy and just needs some love. I make myself laugh all the time, so yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Now, first of all, I am very aware that I am very privileged to actually be able to walk, let alone complain about not being bothered enough to go for a walk. And I'm forever grateful for this. So we're going outside. Really, every time I do it, I feel so much better after. Now, there are a lot of times, especially in these cold winter days, where my brain is like, oh, I don't want to go outside. So here's my best pro tip on how to really set the bar super low for yourself to go outside. I just get out of bed in my pajamas, put on my bathrobe, put on my coat and some shoes, and park my ass outside. Now, once my eyes have adjusted to the bright sunlight, I instruct myself to just, whatever you do, make sure you keep putting one foot in front of the other. However, on good days, go to the petting zoo. Because a few months back, I discovered a hidden petting zoo in the middle of Amsterdam, and apparently nobody really knows about its existence. So every time I go there, I have full privacy to cry over how much I love pigs. Fucking love pigs. And yes, of course there's footage. Boop. Beep, boop, beep. Oh, you smell so bad. Yes, you do. You smell terrible. Yes, Patricia. Oh, you're so beautiful. Hi. Hi. Hey. Oh, you look grumpy. You have something to say to the people out there. Hi. Are you gonna kill me or? Okay. Now, personally, I have my precious notes on my phone. I wanted to show you the notes on my phone, and then I realized I'm filming this with my phone, so. And they are basically the glue that holds my life together. So make the to-do list the night before, look at it in the morning, and then just close yourself off and focus at one little thing at a time. And my to-do lists aren't just things that I need to get done. I also put things on there like brush teeth, shower, put put on shoes. And I know that might sound kind of stupid. It's the biggest chance I have at actually brushing my teeth that day. I know, disgusting. Disgusting! But for real, breaking down your day into super easy small tasks really gets me through the days where I'm super disconnected and lethargic. Number 5 is also kind of similar because it is put on shoes first thing in the morning. Personally, especially in these whole times of working from home, I tend to walk around all day in my infamous bathrobe, my pajamas, and my flip-flops or slippers. And I heard someone say this tip and it made sense to me, so I tried it out. And I've really noticed that whenever I put on like trainers in the morning instead of flip-flops or slippers, I instantly felt more energized and ready to start a productive day. Also, I try to swap out the bathrobe for jumpers sometimes, but bathrobe's just so comfy. What is the 5-second rule, you ask? Well, studies have shown, and my brain can definitely confirm this, that the second you think of getting up and actually starting a task, you have a 5-second window to throw your body in the direction of said task before the moment has gone and starting the task will start to feel hard again. Now, trying to act on the 5-second rule is once again the conversation in my head, which goes a little bit like... Basically, computer says no. And I know I'm being funny about it and all, but for real, dude, ADHD paralysis and executive dysfunction are so frustrating and so exhausting. Believe you me. So yeah, please keep that in mind. This one helps me sometimes on good days. It's basically where you envision how happy you are going to be when you've done a certain task. You're going to feel super nice, right? Now, this works for a lot of people, but for me, not that much because I basically have a teenager in my head that doesn't give a about my cute little imaginations about how happy I'm gonna be. Teenager just wants instant gratification and doesn't really listen to anything else I try to get my brain to do, so... But on good days, envisioning how happy I'm going to be when I finish the task sometimes does help me get more motivated to get it over and done with. So, listen, I get sucked into the void that is the internet. So turning off my phone makes a huge difference for me. It is so easy for me to be glued to my phone for about an hour to maybe 9. A bonus electronic device tip thing though, however, is leave encouraging voice messages to yourself on your phone. I made a group with just myself on WhatsApp and I named it Notes to Self. But of course you don't have to message yourself, you can also just record encouraging messages on your phone. Personally, I really like the WhatsApp method thingy though, because being able to message oneself really comes in handy sometimes. Stuff I need to remember, those encouraging voice messages to myself. Also, if you really need to vent about something or you don't feel like calling an actual person, just go vent to yourself on WhatsApp. It's so nice. Okay, so next there are 3 more tips that I think are really great ones, but don't really work for me because of that teenager in my head. But they might work for you, and that's of course the most important thing here today. So here they are. Some people call this the Pomodoro method, and it's basically making agreements with yourself to set a timer for a certain amount of time, work on the thing, and then when the timer goes off, you take a break. Because I know a lot of ADHDers or people in general have problems with the perception of time. That's why we're always late. And apparently for a lot of people, this timer method works really, really well. I just zone out unannounced so often that this whole timeline always gets screwed up. But if it helps you, great. What does work for me though, timer wise, is setting alarms for everything, all the things. I set an alarm for when I have to take my medication, when I have to leave for an appointment, an alarm for when I have to get ready for said appointment, an alarm to make sure that I don't forget to brush my teeth. And you know me by now, that's not a joke. I'm so sorry to burst your bubble, but I really am just a very stinky piece of garbage in a cute dress and distractingly red lipstick. You know, in general, I've come to realize that I just go in waves of being being super motivated and productive for a few days, always followed by then a few days or weeks where it feels super hard to accomplish anything at all. And the annoying thing is that I can't control it, so I never know which person will have the remote that day. The super motivated one or the we're definitely not leaving outer space no matter how hard you try one. So my challenge is to accept this the best way I can and make sure I make the most out of those waves where I'm super productive and motivated, realize what I do have control over, and most importantly, letting go of things that I do not have control over. Seriously, dude, when I really realized this, my life became 100 times more chill. And I legit rarely stress about anything anymore because I always try to look at stuff from a helicopter view now. What is this situation? How do I feel in this situation? And letting go of everything else. I'm not doing any more of, oh my god, what if people are gonna see this? Oh, what are they gonna think? No. Actively choose to ignore those thoughts and just live your own goddamn best life. It's such a cliche, but you are literally living for just yourself. Only you can decide whatever the fuck you want to do with your life and how you want to do it. Seriously, put those blinkers on, blinkers, and do what you feel will make you happy. Legit, nothing else besides that matters. Apart from being kind and considerate and empathetic to other people, of course. Seriously, don't let me catch you being unkind to anyone, because I will come for you. Am I not the most intimidating person you've ever seen? Anyway, I could ramble on about this topic for hours and hours, but I started filming this at 1 p.m. and it's now 5:30 p.m. and I just realized I haven't eaten anything yet today. So it's time for me to eat and for you to go enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for deciding to spend some of your precious personal time on hanging with me today on this little corner of the internet. Thank you. I had fun. You would absolutely make my day if you would click that little subscribe button, because I really enjoy making these videos and it's a free way to help your girl pursue her dreams. Yay! Alright, go have the best day ever and I promise we'll see each other again very soon. Bye! Sayonara, bitch.